Yeah, well done, Superbike podium there. Cheers, boys. And we move straight into the Supersport 300 race, brought to you by MTF Finance in Timaru, and it is the MTF Finance supported man Harry Parker on pole, qualified well in the wet. Reece Lindsay, Jacob Stroud and Blake Ross in there as well, so a good way really. Harry Parker gets a good start. So does the 42 there of Reece. So they head into the S's. And Blake Ross just got snuck there back to 5th, so not too bad a start for Blake. He had a good little pace to run with the front three yesterday. So what we see onto the back straight, it is the 24, the Timaru Yamaha man of Harry Parker. Reece Lindsay in second, but already coming under pressure from the 70 of Jacob Stroud. So they're side by side down the back straight. And we see Blake Ross, he's looking to sneak up there and do a move into the John Jones Steel left-hander. Have a look at the northern end of the circuit. It is Harry Parker already trying to stretch out a little bit of an advantage as he heads into the McKissick curve, but the RC 390 KTM very good on the side of the tyre, so they'll be good around this little bit there. It is still the 42 in second with Jacob, the 70 machine in third. Blake Ross down in 4th place there as well. Looks to be maybe Dave Fallows there as well with Jack Condon in 6th place. So great little work from the Supersport 300 boys, and they've also got the 250 production class out there in the same race as well. So Harry Parker leads out of the bus stop and onto the front straight. It is the 24 Harry Parker. And we go to the 42 Reece, 70 of Jacob Stroud, Blake Ross in there, Dave Fallows, Jack Condon, Nick Burr, Caden Lockhart, Kevin Goddard up into 9th place with Tim Gray, one of our stars from round 1 at Ruapuna, in 10th place at the moment as they head out of the Castrol sweeper and on to the back straight. Blake Ross all over the back of the Shuzi supported KTM 390 for AFC Motorcycles in Palmerston North. Jacob Stroud's machine coming under pressure now from the 300 Ninja of Blake Ross. The white line supported man doesn't quite get the pass done, sneaks in back in behind the John Jones Steel left-hander Harry Parker. This is a great performance. He led most of the race yesterday and just got pipped off by Jacob on the last lap. So interesting to see Jacob actually set a lap record for this class yesterday. So a 1:12.496. So Jacob Stroud, lap record set yesterday in some pretty cloudy, overcast conditions. So we'll see. This is almost perfect track temperature and track conditions out there at the moment. We'll see if they can build on that pace. But Harry Parker out in front and flying at the moment. He leads them into the bus stop. It is still the 42 of Reece Lindsay in second with Jacob Stroud third, Blake Ross in 4th, and Jack Condon up into 5th place over Dave Fallows. Look to try and catch a bit of an update there as we head down into the Castrol sweeper. This is an 8-lapper for these guys, so that's definitely going to be fast-paced action. So Jack Condon already into the 1:12, so a 1:12.7. Jack Condon in 5th place, so fastest man on the track for Jack. That's brilliant stuff from him. He had a good weekend at Ruapuna and ended up wasn't going to enter this round, and then decided I'll enter this round now after my podium at Ruapuna. So good to see that sort of stuff from Jack there.
All right, let's go all the way back to 16th place because that's Leon Jacobs. Why do we go that far back? Well, he's the first 250. Angus Boyd there. They were two of the guys on the podium yesterday. I think Phil Love was the other one that made it with them, and Phil, unfortunately, he's a bit further back. He's actually got another 2 or 3 guys in front of him to get up to that 3rd place, but there's 2 of them that are front runners. And the poor 250s, you think of 250s and 300s, and you think, well, it's only 50cc, it wouldn't make a lot of difference. It just happens to be that technology now around these 300cc bikes is just amazing. And the more standard 250 production, well, not quite the 2-stroke bikes of the heyday of this class back in the 80s and 90s with Yamahas like TZR, the RGV, the KR1, the NSRs, and other great models that the Japanese manufacturers had. But 250 racing, we don't want to forget about it. It's where so many people have started in the sport, and accommodating it by being at the back of this 300 field. But we will have the split podium and we'll acknowledge them. Courtesy of MTF, yes indeed, Motor Trade Finance, a branch right here in Timaru. Yes indeed, use your vehicle as collateral, have an opportunity to upgrade and get some other finance. Or of course, you want to have that opportunity to get a better vehicle. I love the ad on TV now talking about young ones and buying a new vehicle. Why would you buy this when it hasn't got the safety features? You can pay the money and get the investment. Remembering, bang for your buck. Motor vehicles have never been cheaper in their lives. In fact, I've got a friend of mine who's just turned 65 years of age. He's got the perfect comparison of what a new bike was worth compared to the money that he was earning, and it's nearly twice the buying power today of what people had back in the 70s. So there you go, a great story to tell. That's why you can own a quality vehicle, and the best way to do it, get some money, get a loan, get it controlled. MTF, you know the name, you can respect it, get some finance and get yourself a better vehicle.
So yeah, Harry just coming a bit hot, coming deep into the hairpin rather. So Harry Parker's now backed himself right up into, so we see Reese straight line the bus stop there, and he's managed to get back on board. So Reese Lindsay, that is some wet slippery grass, and he's managed to stay in second place, I think. So have to catch that again on the Ctas replay, straight across the bus stop, missed his braking marker and didn't bother turning in. A good decision in the end, he's still on board and still in the position. So looks to be Harry Parker still out in front, and now with a little bit of an advantage as Reese straight lined to the bus stop, and everyone else behind him had to sort of stand up and button off. So that's played right into the hands of Harry as we catch a little glimpse onto the Ctas replay, and just as he tried to flick the bike the other way, it didn't quite work out for him. So Reese, look at that. Oh, he got the wheels off the ground and everything on the Ctas replay. So absolutely unbelievable. That was a big moment there. So we have a look at them, and already we've got the change with Blake Ross heading into second place as they head into the McKissick curve. With Reese Lindsay now just getting dropped back to fourth place. So Jacob Stroud up into third as well. So not sure if something happened to the bike. They got some stuff on the tyres or something, so Reese is now dropped back into fourth place, and Harry Parker has an 8 or 9 bike length advantage heading into the bus stop. So just an 8 lapper. They're only going to have 3 laps to go as they cross the line with Harry Parker in charge.
All right, the local man, come on, the Timaru Herald's got behind him, the locals have got behind him. He's got some great support and sponsorship like MTF Finance here in Timaru, so let's go racing with him. His nickname is Larry. That's the name the boys are given him because Harry was too classy, so he's just called Larry at Timaru Yamaha where he works. And on that Yamaha R3, he's pulled out the stops, and we heard the quick word from mentor and hero in Grant Ramage last weekend at Ruapuna to say this man's going to win the title. I went, wow, what a prediction to have made, and obviously Grant knows talent when he sees it, and he spotted it well, and that's what the guy looks to be doing by consistency. Long way to go in the series. He's going to go to tracks potentially which he's had very little race experience on up in the North Island later on in the summer, but he's got the ability to do it. He's proving that, and what a big advantage. Normally Brad in 300 racing, it's a little closer than that, so it gives us an idea of just how good he is.
Yeah, well, I can tell you why right now. He's hit the fastest lap of the race, was the 1:12.480, and that is a new lap record, beating Jacob Stroud's lap record from yesterday. So just as we talk about the Timaru Yamaha man, he sets the fastest lap ever by a super light or a 300 super sport bike around here. So Harry Parker, we watch him. He's got 10 bike lengths as he heads into the bus stop, and he looks neat and tidy, under control. Jacob Stroud's managed to get himself up into second place with Blake Ross third, and Reese Lindsay back in fourth. There we go, Nick Burke and Jack Condon, Dave Fellows having a good battle there as well. So those boys definitely didn't let the front group get away like we saw yesterday. So great racing here from the 300 super sport riders.
All right, Leon, Angus, and now Angela Charlotte. Well done to Angela, beautiful wife of the great Dennis Charlotte. She's got herself in third place, got the podium at the one and only race for the 250s last weekend, so that got her deservedly for a trophy at the end of the day, and there she is to get back into that third spot as well. So come on, Dennis and the kids, give an opportunity to cheer mum, wife on, because what a good performance out here. Angela setting a standard, setting a scene, and holding that third place. Pitboard must tell a story, tell her to hold it. She must know where she is. Of course, a little bit hard in a big race because she's got probably 18 or 20 riders in front of her, and it needs to know exactly where she's holding to and think, well, hey, for the last laps, let's make sure we can hold the competition out. Brad, this is all on.
Yeah, this is great. I don't know where to look. There's battles going on all over the place, but it is still Harry Parker. He's got a decent enough advantage as they head out of the hairpin and out onto the front end of the circuit. Jacob Stroud still ahead of Blake Ross as they all head into the bus stop with Reese Lindsay, who actually goes through the bus stop this time. Nick Burke and Jack Condon, Dave Fellows there having a good battle in there for 5th, 6th and 7th as well. It's great racing all across the board, with a big thank you to MTF Finance and Timaru.
All right, there it is, 1 lap to go, so it's a busy time of the race, and we're going to come down to see whether there's going to be any of those changes. I don't expect it for Harry. That is a 1.8 second buffer. Doesn't sound a lot, but with bikes at this speed, it's quite a great advantage by distance. Then we go further, a 0.4 back to Blake Ross from Jacob Stroud holding that second, but it is the Harry Parker show. Good features, of course, here again is a good example of they are the 3 dominant bikes in the 300 class, the 390 KTM single
single, and the Yamaha R3 325cc Yamaha 4-stroke twin, and the little Kawasaki Ninja 300 twin. So you've got three quite different motorcycles, and people say what bikes are better or not as good as others, and we found out that on our tracks that each of them are good in the right place on the circuit, and with a balanced circuit like levels we've got here, that's exactly what is happening, a very good balance with the three major brands of 1, 2, 3. Harry Parker, Jacob Stroud, Blake Ross, as Brad will watch for them and bring him home.
Here we go into the bus stop. It is Harry Parker. What a ride from Harry. He has done nothing wrong. He hit out in the front, got the whole shot, and leads him to the checkered flag. And there we go. Reese is into the bus stop again. So Jacob Stroud second, Blake Ross in third, and Reese Lindsay in fourth. Nick Berg coming through, Jack Condon and Dave Fellows not too far back. So that's a much closer gap. The top seven were there yesterday. There we go. There's the number 9 coming through there as well. There's Kev Goddard in there. Good ride from Kev. He loves the 300 racing, the race supplies man from Dunedin. There's our first of our 250 boys going through. So they've come through. Leon coming through there, 13th on track and first in his class. So a good ride from Leon. And then we watch them all flying across the line. Some great work there from Chris DeFiore. We saw him on the podium earlier for our Superlight racing. He's still in circulating there. We're getting 18th position. So MTF Finance right here in Timaru, bringing you the Supersport 300 action and the brilliant 250 production racing. So here in Hobb Street, Timaru, give them a call, and vehicle finance approved on the day. So we'll cross down to Neil, who has our 300 Supersport boys coming through. So a double podium down there. We'll get the 250 boys on the podium as well. And let's cross down now to Neil.
Well, certainly a lot more love than you might see on a Moto GP podium for sure. As these guys acknowledge each other, shaking hands. There's even sort of that little bit of a man hug going on as these guys acknowledge each other's performance. Look at that sportsmanship. Just fantastic to see Blake Ross, that little ninja's working, but you're working even harder. You're even puffing when you're coming back from that, mate. You are throwing everything onto the line.
Yeah, it was definitely hard to hold on there. Reese was right behind me the whole time and was pressuring me, didn't let me relax at all. So he really made me work for that third.
He certainly did, so well done there. Nice performance when you take into consideration the work you had to do. Jacob, well, at least you got away to a better start that time, but man, Harry had gone. Did you need binoculars to see him?
Yeah, no, Harry was riding really well that race. I got a little bit held up in traffic early on. I think Reese had a mistake at the bus stop, which almost really stuffed us up. He came back onto the line, had to roll off, and Blake come past, and here we go again. But no, Harry probably rode one of the best laps I've ever seen anyone ride. When I got to second and there was a couple laps to go, and I tried to put my head down to catch him and saw my lap time, and it was pretty good, but he'd put the gap even further. So, I mean, hats off to a top quality rider in Harry Parker.
Beautiful words, Jacob. Yeah. Hey, come on, Timaru, what about it? First ever podium in National 300 Racing. Let's hear it. Harry Parker! Yeah, listen to that South Canterbury Timaru roar. Nicely done. Finally, you put it together, Harry, mate. They didn't stand a chance. Everything just gelled for you.
I'm over the moon with that race. I was been looking at the pit board again, and I seen the 2-second lead, and I was a bit in the safe zone, so I just backed off a little. But yeah, it was good to have a bit of clean track and get the whole shot. But yeah, these boys here were racing bloody good, and yeah, bring on the next race.
Well done, guys. Fantastic. Right, let's get our 250s up here. Well, here we go. What a podium. Come on, everybody. What about this one? Angela Charlotte. Yes, indeed. Angela here. It proves it was no fluke on your home track at Ruapuna last weekend. Angela, hard to take the smile off your face. Well deserved.
Oh, thank you. It was hard work, and I just knew if I got a good start that I could really hang in there and get them. So, yeah, really, really happy.
All right, the 300 sort of go out in front and they just leave you as you'd expect with the bikes of that different power. But amongst the other riders, your own 250s, you sort of get a feel of where the race is, what position you're holding and how you're riding?
Yeah, well, we know that these two they've just gone, so the rest of us are just battling with each other, and there are a couple of the other slower 300s, which are sometimes quite hard to get past. You know, you can't slipstream them down the straight, so you have to try and pick your corner. And I did that twice, so I was pretty happy about that.
What's been your inspiration this year? Because, man, this is just 2 podiums, 2 weekends in a row. You said you weren't going to do anything like this, so here you are going better than, arguably, consistently than you've done in the last few years.
Well, it was my goal to at least try and get 1 podium, so I've done that twice now, so woo, I'm pretty happy. And, you know, my inspiration, I've got a team of guys, you know, Dennis, my husband, James, Seth, you know, Nick, Kane. They're all really, really talented and inspirational riders. And of course, Avalon, you know, she's a real cool chick, and to go that fast, she's just an inspiration to me as well.
Beautiful words. Let's hear it again for Angela. Just fantastic, man, oh man. And thank you, the other competitors, for doing it, and some work to do out there. And in the words of Angela, you guys are gone. Why is it that you're gone so fast?
I honestly don't really know. I guess I've just found something over the off season and really just made a huge jump from where I was last season. Yeah.
Hey, tell us about this flash gear, because does good gear make you go faster?
Oh, honestly, I couldn't thank Race Supplies enough for the gear. Seriously, this suit is second to none, best quality of suits ever. So big thanks to Kev at Race Supplies, eh?
Nice words. Yeah, nice words out there. Well done. And back again with Leon. Leon, you're making a little bit of a habit of this. What have the other guys got to do to get as good as you? There you go. I've put the boot on the other foot, and what have they got to do? What's been your excellence that you're showing?
It's sort of been the first time I've raced with Angus this year, and last year we were sort of at different levels. But at Ruapuna, I probably would have had nothing for Angus. But yeah, here levels, I like the track. I like sort of like lefts and long flowing corners. So it sort of just suits me. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sort of the same as Angus. We've just sort of reached you know, something just clicks and we're able to do what we want on the bike, you know. Yeah, sort of, yeah.
Great speech. Yeah, thank you. Good one. Yeah, 3 great champions. Well done. They're all up there to show us their excellence. There it is, 250 racing in our podium wrap, courtesy of MTF Motor Trade Finance.